You've sacrificed your peace, your time, and your heart for someone who barely notices your presence. Day after day, you've shown up for them, hoping they'd finally see your worth. But all they've done is look right through you, like you were never even there. Let's pause and speak some truth. Truth that might sting, but is necessary. You've been giving your all to someone who's only been giving you excuses. They don't see your effort, your love, or your loyalty because you've made yourself too available. The more you give, the less they value it. The more you chase, the faster they back away. To them, you've become predictable, someone who's always around, always waiting, always ready to forgive. And because of that, they feel no urgency, no need to step up. You've handed over the keys to your peace of mind and let them dictate how you feel, how you think, how you show up. They're out there living life on their terms, barely offering you a second thought. Meanwhile, you're stuck in a waiting room they never even planned to visit. And deep down, you know this isn't right. Something inside you is calling out, saying, enough. So stop handing your energy to someone who doesn't even return a fraction of it. Reclaim what's yours. Take that same love you've been offering freely and give it to someone else. You start pouring it into the one person who deserves it most right now. Because here's the truth. People don't value what's constantly available. They value what they have to earn. When you're always there, always responding, always reaching out, they stop seeing your presence as meaningful. They stop treating you like you matter. But the moment you stop, the moment you go quiet, you shift the dynamic. Suddenly that space you used to fill with warmth, with attention, with love, it's empty. And that emptiness speaks louder than any words you've ever said. Now they're the ones wondering what changed, checking their phone for messages that aren't coming, thinking about what used to be. This isn't about playing mind games or trying to make them miss you. This is about waking up and recognizing what you truly deserve. It's about refusing to accept breadcrumbs when you deserve the whole meal. You're not some placeholder, some backup plan. You were never meant to be a second choice. You've got heart, you've got strength, and it's time they saw what life looks like without your constant presence, cleaning up their messes and filling their gaps. Let them feel the silence. Let them feel the weight of your absence, not to hurt them, but to heal yourself. Because the moment you stop waiting, stop checking in, stop hoping, they'll finally understand that they've lost something irreplaceable. And maybe, just maybe, they'll try to come back. But by then, it's not their choice anymore, it's yours. If they return, it won't be because you waited. It'll be because you moved forward and built something they couldn't ignore. And that right there is your power. You see, real strength isn't in hoping they'll come back. It's in realizing you never needed them in the first place. If you're still waiting on someone who never saw you in the light you deserved, you're still handing them power they never earned. But when you finally let go, when you stop checking your phone every 5 minutes, stop wondering what they're doing, or if they miss you, you take your power back, and something shifts in you. You begin to rebuild. You start investing in your growth, and your world becomes so full, so vibrant, that whether they're in it or not becomes irrelevant. Confidence doesn't chase. It doesn't beg. It doesn't whisper, please notice me. It walks quietly, firmly, and without apology. And the people who are meant to be in your life, they're drawn to that energy. They feel it without a word. Neediness, that's loud, that's heavy. People feel it before you speak. But confidence, it's silent thunder. It doesn't ask for permission. It knows it belongs. So take the first step. Stop handing your joy to someone who never asked to hold it. Stop waiting for that message, that call, that change that never comes. Because your worth isn't found in someone else's attention. It's already within you. Build a life that's so full of purpose, peace, and passion that their presence doesn't validate it and their absence doesn't shake it. The goal here isn't to make someone regret losing you. The real win is knowing you never needed to be chosen to be valuable. You always were. And now you finally see it. That's the kind of energy that drains you. Begging, pleading, hoping they see your worth. And the truth, people lose respect the moment they sense desperation. It tells them you're willing to shrink, to cling, to settle, but that's no longer who you are. That version of you, waiting for a reply, wondering if your message was read, that version stays in the past. Because that was you trying to be someone's puppet. You've outgrown the strings. No more standing in the background, no more waiting to be chosen, no more crumbs of affection tossed your way. This is your time to step forward. This is your stage. So pull back from empty gestures, say nothing, and let your silence speak. Watch how they start noticing, second guessing, regretting. But by then, you'll be too focused on living to care. If they begin to feel the absence you left behind, it won't move you because your strength now comes from wholeness, not validation. You're no longer hoping someone finally sees your value because you already do. And that awareness, that's your breakthrough. Stop chasing likes. Stop uploading stories hoping they'll scroll across your name. If you're posting just to provoke a response, you've already handed over your power. That's not the energy you're walking in anymore. You weren't made to seek reactions. You were made to create impact. And once that clicks, the pressure lifts. Suddenly, everything changes. You begin to realize you never actually needed their attention. You were simply trained to think you did. When you stop trying so hard, something powerful happens. People start wondering. They sense the change, feel the seeds, and start asking questions. But the best part, by the time they look back, you're already far ahead because you reclaimed your energy. And once you've done that, there's no turning back. Repeat this to yourself. I don't chase, I align, I attract. Let that be the thought that anchors you every time you feel the urge to reach out, explain yourself, or look for signs they care. You're not operating from need anymore. You're choosing what serves your peace. And with that shift, everything flips. They become the ones asking what happened. They start thinking about what they gave up and wondering if they still have a chance. But the difference now is they don't know because you're not playing the same role anymore. This transformation, it's never been about them. It's always been about you, about saying yes to your own growth, your own peace, and your own power. The moment you stop investing energy into those who didn't earn it, you make room for everything that truly matters. Your clarity, purpose, and you'll feel it. That inner glow, that undeniable shift. It draws in the right people without effort, without noise. The ones meant to walk with you will recognize your value without needing to be reminded. They'll stay because they see, not because you beg them to look. So the next time you're tempted to chase a reaction, remember who you've become. Don't send a message. Don't refresh their feed. Don't wait on silence that never ends. Instead, remind yourself, I'm whole, I'm worthy, I'm enough, and leave like you know it's true. Let's talk about one of the most commanding shifts you can make: staying unpredictable, keeping them out of your inner circle. Not as a game, but as a declaration that access to you is earned. When someone no longer has instant insight into your every emotion, every move, every update, it changes the balance. People naturally want what feels just out of reach, and nothing sparks curiosity like mystery. If you want to flip the script, start by no longer making yourself fully available. Protect your inner world. Guard your energy. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table, especially if they once took it for granted. Here's the thing, when they know everything, they stop wondering. They lose interest. You've become routine, predictable, and that's when you begin to fade in their mind. But pull back, get quiet, now they start asking questions. Why the silence? Why didn't they respond? What's changed? And just like that, they're stuck in their own mind, thinking about you more than they'd ever admit. Understand, this doesn't mean disappearing completely. It means being intentional. You don't have to delete your accounts or block them. In fact, keeping a bit of presence without explanation is even more powerful. A single post, a quiet moment with no caption, a glimpse into a life they no longer have access to. That's where the real impact lives. Don't overexpose. Leave room for interpretation. Keep them wondering. It's about creating just enough space for them to notice what they lost, without needing to say a word. If they've grown used to instant replies, let them wait. If they expect daily updates, give them silence. Let them sit in uncertainty. Because in that space, you reclaim control. You shift the energy. You remind them that you were never dependent. You were just generous. And generosity, when unappreciated, has every right to be withdrawn. Let unpredictability be your strength. Let your silence echo louder than words. Because those who truly care won't need clues or games to show up. They'll come closer without being summoned. And those who don't, they were never meant to stay. When they think they figured you out, shift your pace. Let them think they know your next move. Then surprise them. That sense of unpredictability keeps them curious, unsure, and constantly watching. It's not a game, it's a boundary. You're simply choosing who gets to witness your journey and who doesn't. This way of moving applies to every interaction. You don't owe lengthy explanations or full transparency to people who misuse their access to you. When they ask what you've been doing, keep it vague. Just staying focused is enough. If they ask how you feel, keep it steady. You don't have to open your heart to someone who didn't handle it with care. They no longer get the privilege of the full picture. And that absence, It creates a void they can't ignore. Here's the reality. When people aren't informed, their minds race. They start asking questions like, did you move on? Are you seeing someone new? Did they lose you for good? That uncertainty becomes its own form of gravity, drawing their attention, stealing their peace. They'll scan your photos, revisit old messages, and replay every last interaction in their heads, looking for clues. But they won't find what they're after. Because this isn't about causing confusion, it's about reclaiming your calm. Choosing privacy sends a powerful signal. You're no longer available for performance. You don't need to show them who you've become or what they've missed. You're focused on living, not proving. Let these words settle in your spirit. I move in silence. Make that your foundation. Every time you feel the urge to overshare or post just to spark a reaction, remind yourself, I move in silence. You're not here to feed anyone's curiosity. You're here to build, to grow, to protect your space from unnecessary noise. Keeping certain people out of your personal process isn't a strategy. It's a shift in the way you value yourself. It's the realization that not everyone should have access to your thoughts, your growth, or your next chapter. It's about discernment, deciding who gets to witness your transformation and who only gets to wonder. Once they notice they're no longer on the inside, that access they once took for granted suddenly becomes the thing they want the most. But this time, it's on your terms. So the next time you feel tempted to explain yourself, to post something to stir their curiosity, or to reach out just to see if they still care, pause, breathe, repeat to yourself, I move in silence. Let them stay unsure. Let them sit in the unknown. Because when people don't know where they stand, they crave clarity. And that craving fuels obsession. By the time they figure out what's happening, you'll have already advanced so far that catching up won't even matter. Now let's talk about protecting your time like it's gold. Owning your time means no longer waiting on that text, that call, or that moment of attention. It means no longer reshaping your schedule just to fit into someone else's story. It means focusing your time and energy on what truly builds your future. Because here's a truth that many learn too late. If you don't value your time, no one else will. Consider how often you've wasted days waiting for someone's reply or rushed to be available the moment they call. That's not just time wasted, it's self-worth handed away. When you're always available, you're telling the world your time can be interrupted, delayed, or dismissed. But when you respect your hours, others begin to respect them too. From this point forward, you are the keeper of your schedule. No more canceling commitments for someone who won't even prioritize you. No more hovering around for their attention. When you treat your time like a limited resource, others take notice. They begin to treat your presence like the gift it is. And that shift, it begins the moment you decide that your time is no longer up for negotiation. Here's one place to start. Stop replying to every message instantly. Just because someone reaches out doesn't mean you owe them your immediate attention. You are not a 24-hour access point. Take care of your business first. Finish your workout. Wrap up your thoughts. Focus on what matters to you. Then respond when you're ready, not when they expect it. That pause in response, it speaks volumes. It silently says, my world doesn't stop for you. And people will notice. They'll begin to see that your attention must be earned. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. Value your time, protect your space, and carry yourself with quiet strength. You move in silence, not to hide, but to rise without interference. Remember this, you're not here to chase. You're here to attract. When you truly grasp that, everything begins to shift. Life starts aligning in ways you never imagined. The key is to fill your days with things that truly uplift you. When your focus is on growth, whether it's building your career, developing a craft, working on your health, or spending time with people who bring light into your world, you begin to rise. That kind of focus leaves no space for meaningless distractions. When your calendar is filled with things that push you forward, you stop caring about who didn't call or who didn't show up. Your life becomes rooted in purpose, not petty concerns. And here's the twist. The moment you stop making yourself available to everyone at every moment, that's exactly when they start noticing. That's when the world begins to respect your boundaries. So build a life filled with intention, and you'll see how quickly people begin to treat your time with value. 1. Learn to say no without apologizing. One of the most powerful ways to honor your worth is by learning to say no, without flinching, without guilt. Your time matters. Your peace matters. If someone reaches out at the last minute and you've already made plans, even if that plan is simply a quiet evening by yourself, stand firm, say no. You don't need to overextend yourself to please people who wouldn't do the same for you. That's not selfish. That's called honoring your boundaries. Too often, you've said yes when your heart was screaming no. Yes to situations you didn't want to be in. Yes to people who didn't respect your effort. Yes to tasks that drained your soul. Every one of those yeses taught people that it was okay to put their wants ahead of your well-being. But now things are different. From here on out, your no is your protection. It's your shield. It keeps your energy from being scattered and your time from being wasted. Some people won't like it. They'll try to guilt you, maybe even accuse you of changing. But that's their discomfort, not your burden. Their reaction reveals more about their expectations than your integrity. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you say yes to the life you're meant to lead. It's not about rudeness, it's about clarity. Don't explain, don't negotiate, don't apologize. Say it plainly, no, I'm not available. And then stop there. No is a complete sentence. Say it with strength, say it with certainty, say it for your future. This is how you begin to reclaim your energy. This is how you build a life that serves your purpose. The ones who respect your no, those are the ones worth keeping close. 2, demand more, accept nothing less. Your time matters. Your peace matters. If someone reaches out at the last minute and you've already made plans, even if that plan is simply a quiet evening by yourself, stand firm. Say no. You don't need to overextend yourself to please people who wouldn't do the same for you. That's not selfish. That's called honoring your boundaries. Too often you've said yes when your heart was screaming no. Yes to situations you didn't want to be in. Yes to people who didn't respect your effort. Yes to tasks that drained your soul. Every one of those yeses taught people that it was okay to put their wants ahead of your well-being. And it starts with refusing to settle for the bare minimum. So many stay stuck, hoping things will improve if they're patient enough. But the truth is, people treat you how you allow them to treat you. If you keep accepting crumbs, you'll keep getting crumbs. Want more respect, want to feel seen and valued, then raise your expectations and don't lower them for anyone. Settling becomes a cycle. You start convincing yourself that what you have is the best it will ever be. That mindset keeps you stuck. But remember this, what you tolerate teaches others how to treat you. This isn't only about others, it's about what you believe you deserve. If you constantly accept less, you start telling yourself that's all you're worth. Enough of that. Set the bar higher. And if someone refuses to meet you there, that speaks volumes about them, not you. You don't need to shrink yourself to fit someone's limited view. You don't need to downplay your standards to be accepted. In every relationship, every job, every situation, you deserve respect, consistency, and care. And yes, some people will try to make you feel like you're asking for too much. That's because they don't want to give more. But don't buy into that. The right people will meet you where you stand. The wrong ones will call you too much because they're not willing to grow. You are not asking for too much. You are asking for what's right. Demand it. 3, silence is power. No explanation required. There is unmatched strength in silence. One of the biggest traps that people fall into is the need to explain every decision they make. But you don't owe anyone that. The more you explain, the more room you give others to question you, criticize you, or persuade you to change your mind. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You don't need to break yourself down into bite-sized reasons for someone else to understand your boundaries. When you say no, say it once and say it with conviction. The moment you start explaining, you risk opening a door you were meant to keep closed. And before long, you're back where you never wanted to be. Your time belongs to you. Your energy is yours to protect. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It means confidence. It means you're grounded enough to know your decisions don't require anyone's stamp of approval. You are not here to convince the world of your worth. You're here to live it. So move in peace, speak with purpose, and when needed, stand firm in your silence. Your time matters. Your peace matters. If someone reaches out at the last minute and you've already made plans, even if that plan is simply a quiet evening by yourself, stand firm. Say no. You don't need to overextend yourself to please people who wouldn't do the same for you. That's not selfish. That's called honoring your boundaries. Too often, you've said yes when your heart was screaming no. Yes to situations you didn't want to be in. Yes to people who didn't respect your effort. Yes to tasks that drained your soul. Every one of those yeses taught people that it was okay to put their wants ahead of your well-being. But now things are different. From here on out, your no is your protection. It's your shield. It keeps your energy from being scattered and your time from being wasted. Some people won't like it. They'll try to guilt you, maybe even accuse you of changing. But that's their discomfort, not your burden. Their reaction reveals more about their expectations than your integrity. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you say yes to the life you're meant to lead. It's not about rudeness, it's about clarity. Don't explain, don't negotiate, don't apologize. Say it plainly, no, I'm not available. And then stop there. No is a complete sentence. Say it with strength, say it with certainty, say it for your future. This is how you begin to reclaim your energy. This is how you build a life that serves your purpose. The ones who respect your no, those are the ones worth keeping close. 2, demand more, accept nothing less. Number 5, own your time and your world begins to change. The path to protecting your time and your energy is one of courage. It demands self-worth, resilience, and a refusal to be available for what doesn't feed your future. But hear this, it's worth every step. When you prioritize what truly matters and schedule your life around purpose, you show the world your time is sacred ground. You're not here to be average, you're here to be intentional. Time ownership goes far beyond organizing your day. It's a complete mindset reset. It means no longer reacting to everything and everyone. It means making the calls that shape your life. Stop holding your breath, waiting for permission, waiting for approval, waiting for someone to see your potential. Make the first move. Build the opportunity. Chart the course. When you begin to manage your time with clarity, you stop being a background character in someone else's narrative and start leading your own. And something beautiful happens. Things begin to shift. Your joy no longer relies on anyone else's plans. You become sharper, more driven, more fulfilled, and people will notice. They'll question your newfound focus. They'll wonder why access to you feels different. And by the time they realize what's changed, you'll be too focused on growth to look back. Say this out loud. My time belongs to me. Let that phrase echo in your mind every time you're tempted to put someone else's comfort before your own priorities. You weren't put here to be a backup plan. You weren't designed to burn yourself out chasing people who never truly saw you. Walk in purpose. Make each moment matter. Each decision, each hour should reflect the person you are becoming. When you start protecting your time like a visionary, people won't just notice. They'll chase after the version of you they once took for granted. Number 6, level up and leave them speechless. It's time to transform. Let them stay confused while you rise. Let them wonder what happened, where the old version of you went, and how you became this refined force. But let's be clear, this transformation isn't about appearance. It's a full upgrade, inside and out. The real glow up is internal. It's mental clarity. It's emotional strength. It's spiritual elevation. And it's not for applause. It's for your well-being. This isn't about making anyone feel regret. This is about stepping fully into who you were meant to be. The greatest victory is becoming so centered, so radiant, so resilient that whether they notice or not is irrelevant. But truth be told, they will notice. They won't be able to look away. And when they finally see the shift, they won't know what to say. Because a true glow up starts with your mindset. It's about no longer looking outward for approval. It's about releasing the weight of needing to prove anything to anyone. You were never made to shrink. You were never meant to play small. Your life isn't a rehearsal. It's the real thing. So, step 1, upgrade your habits. Treat your health, your peace, your dreams like they matter. Nourish your body, protect your thoughts, speak life into your future. Respect yourself enough to build a foundation that can't be shaken by opinions or neglect. This is your season. This is your turn to rise, with or without applause. Move with purpose every day. Rest like it's sacred. And listen to what your body truly needs. Don't do it to impress anyone. Don't move for praise, applause, or digital validation. Do it because your body is your home. Because you deserve to feel alive, strong, and grounded. When you feel right within yourself, confidence starts to show, without a word. Whether anyone sees it or not, your glow becomes undeniable. Next, place growth at the top of your list. Learn the skill you've been avoiding. Throw yourself into your craft, your calling, your mission with fresh commitment. Surround yourself with people who feed your energy, not those who drain your fear. Each time you choose growth, whether by learning, creating, or simply embracing joy, you send a clear signal to the world. I matter. I am choosing myself. You're no longer standing in the shadows hoping to be recognized. You've already recognized your own value. And as your energy shifts, so will the reactions around you. People will start wondering, Why do they look so at peace? Who are they with? What changed? But you won't explain. You won't overshare. You won't broadcast your every move. You'll simply grow quietly, powerfully. Repeat this to yourself. I rise for me. Let it be your new reminder. When the urge to prove your progress calls out, ignore it. Let your transformation speak in silence. Because the most powerful glow up isn't loud. It doesn't ask for attention. It just is. And when others finally notice, it won't make a difference. Because by then, you'll be far too focused, far too radiant to be affected. So go build what's meant for you. Work in silence. Let your progress stir the curiosity. Remember, real strength isn't in being visible. Real strength is knowing you never needed to be seen to be complete. Now stay solid, untouchable in your emotional strength. This is where real power begins. When your emotions are no longer under anyone else's control. You reclaim everything. Emotional strength isn't about shutting yourself down. It's about knowing when and how to respond, if at all. When someone can't get a reaction from you, they begin to realize they never had influence over you to begin with. Those who love stirring your emotions, testing you, disappearing on you, feeding you just enough to keep you around, they start to panic when their games stop working. The silence drives them crazy. But your peace isn't up for negotiation anymore. Being emotionally grounded doesn't mean you're numb. It means you've reached a place where composure is your default, where you no longer lose sleep over those who don't respect your energy, where you walk away without needing closure, without looking back. Every time you choose calm over chaos, silence over shouting, and grace over impulse, you send a message. I am in control. Say this out loud. I stay centered, unshaken. This isn't just a quote. It's how you carry yourself now. And something beautiful happens when you embody this energy. Your surroundings start to shift. People either rise to meet your level or fall away. And either way, you've already won. Now step into a new way of living. Become the magnet, not the chaser. This is where everything starts to turn. Chasing approval, chasing love, chasing recognition. It's exhausting. It leaves you empty. But when you embody self-worth, when you know who you are, everything that matches your energy starts finding you. Magnets don't chase, they attract. They don't beg or plead, they radiate power, and everything drawn to that frequency finds its way. That's who you are now. The one who doesn't move for validation, the one who attracts peace, loyalty, and purpose simply by being aligned. So keep working on yourself, refine your gifts, live your truth, and trust what's meant for you never needs to be chased. It arrives because it recognizes who you've become. Here's the truth. Becoming the magnet means you've mastered the strength of release. You're no longer chasing things that were never meant to stay. You're not searching for someone to make you feel complete because you already are. Say it with conviction. I attract. I do not chase. Let that be your declaration. Each time you feel tempted to force a moment, pursue what resists, or cling to what drifts, speak it again. I attract. I do not chase. That statement is your anchor. It centers you. It reminds you of your worth. This mindset keeps you grounded in confidence. You trust that what aligns with your spirit will flow to you, and what doesn't will quietly fade. You are the magnet. You are the blessing. And the only validation that truly matters is the one you give yourself. Stand tall in your identity. Move with boldness. Let the world pause and question how they overlooked the light you carry. Let them sit with their silence, reflecting on the moment they underestimated your value. You didn't ask for permission to grow. You didn't beg for recognition. You simply showed up. Whole, fearless, and ready. You've arrived unapologetically, and now you're here to stay. Now it's your turn. Embrace your strength, speak your truth, and let your presence speak louder than your past. If this message resonates with you, share it with someone who needs a reminder of their power. And remember, your energy is a magnet. Use it wisely.